So anyway, welcome to Xbox Tavern. A little preamble. We're going to do some Guess the Game. Well, hi. How are you, everybody? Yeah, Guess the Game. Are you ready? Pete, you've done it today.
I did.
Outrageous.
I know.
Outrageous. It made me feel a bit... not gonna do it all the time, I promise. Right, come on in. Let's guess the game. Where we guess the game with 6 pictures.
I'll give you a clue.
No, not yet.
It's not an Xbox Series Next game.
Oh shit! That's my guess away.
Oh, Ian's gone. He's so distraught. He's gone.
It reminds me of like a Paperboy kind of game.
Yeah, it could be something along those lines. I mean, that is a very Paperboy looking pavement, I would say. I think that's a good shout. It's definitely not my first thought, because I very briefly saw this glimpse up earlier on. I thought like Game Boy, sort of, it's not Game Boy game, is it? Too many colours.
Yeah.
Wasn't Paperboy vertical?
But it's like there's more than one version of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's try some form of Paperboy and see what we get.
No.
Okay, but you're right. It was kind of vertical.
Any suggestions there, Ian? No idea. I've got nothing at the moment. Pardon me.
No, sorry.
What about Mario and Luigi's like Superstar Saga one, that RPG one? That had graphics similar to that.
I don't know. I think it might be a bit too retrograded.
Like Alex the Kid, something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking of something like Double Dragon, maybe.
Yeah. I don't remember there being sewers in it, but why not?
No, but I've only played like the Master System one. I haven't played any of the later ones. Okay.
Not rated.
So it could be a Game Boy Color game, because it's got sort of...
Or SNES.
They're not. But weren't they not rated then?
Or SNES Nintendo-ish? Sure.
Yeah.
Just SNES? Yeah, SNES is the one with that kind of colour, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, my first thought is Zelda, but I don't think it doesn't look familiar to be like a Zelda.
What Zelda would have a drain and then suddenly a treehouse?
Yeah, I know.
What did I just say? Oh my god, I'm blank.
Link to the Past.
I didn't say that.
A Link to the Sewer.
Yeah, I'm stumped at the moment.
Yeah, no, I still can't get past.
I want to throw a random Jurassic Park, one of them ones out, but I don't know why. Just why not? I suppose
They're known for their tree houses and sewers.
Well, yeah, but there was all sorts of random Jurassic Park games. I was thinking, walking along the street, T-Rex chase you, hide in the sewer.
Yeah, go on then. Go over Jurassic Park. Theft Auto.
Yeah,
Yeah, go on then. Yeah, that's clearly what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Which one are we going for?
Anyone, because we just proved.
I can't see the
Jurassic
names
Park
anyway. So yeah, go
City.
for it. Yeah. Oh, there you go. See, look, dinosaurs.
SNES. So I wasn't even that far off from Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga,
And
I mean, that looks more like Dragon Quest with the stupid eyes, but
Yeah,
they
like the
didn't.
slimes,
That didn't
didn't
look
they?
like a Dragon Quest kind of side-scrolling thing, but that looks very kind of, although the shady-looking hoods.
Yeah. It could go a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, outside of a Mario's kind of game like that, or a Dragon Quest. But that does look
Dragon
very much
Quest
more
then.
Dragon Quest.
Very
then.
Does Ross actually know? Because he's not contributing.
The fuck?
It's a bit too old for
Yeah.
old Rossi boy over here.
Oh,
Was it? I'm assuming it wasn't in the series. I couldn't. No.
that face looks familiar though.
It
Make
does,
the screen a
doesn't
bit
it?
bigger, hang on.
Oh. No.
Role playing.
I'm just going to throw it out because I'm not a Final Fantasy guy. It wouldn't be one of the early Final Fantasies, would it? Like 3, 4, or 5, something.
I don't think Final Fantasy had sewers.
But usually I would
Or
say
Treehouse.
no, because
I don't think it was on SNES as well.
they wouldn't have had a character like that.
Yeah, that's what the original ones were on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just throwing out role playing. I've got no idea. I'm out of my wheelhouse completely.
Yeah, no, I can't think of that guy. He does look familiar, but I can't think, so I'll say skip.
It's definitely a series of probably got. Oh, it's
oh,
fucking Ness.
Mother in it, yeah, Earthbound,
Earthbound.
or whatever it's
Yeah.
Earthbound. 100% Earthbound.
You guys
Pika
are exactly what I
Fire!
did. It's
Pika
number 5.
Fire!
Oh, fucking Earthbound.
Earthbound. There we go. As soon as that
Last
motherfucker's face shows up with a fucking red hat, you know.
Pika Fire. That's that one, isn't it, from Smash Brothers?
Yeah, Ness.
Yeah.
Ness.
That deserves a fucking that one. Well, we got it eventually.
No, thank you.
We got there eventually.
Yeah, well done, Ian.
Earthbound. Has
I'm not
anyone
sure
ever played Earthbound? I've never played Earthbound.
Never played it, but I know I recognise the motherfucker.
No, I think they brought it out on the 3DS. I think
What
they
a
brought it on
cocker
the 3DS one year, but yeah.
Yeah. All I know about Earthbound is they never translated the third one. Everybody keeps going, give us Mother 3 or Earthbound 3 or whatever, but no. And then here we are in the modern times. And we got too many games to play as it is. So should we get talking about them?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it. Welcome. Join us in the podcast side of Xbox Tavern's Xpod Tavern. Do it. Hello, good evening, and good welcome to Xbox Tavern's Xpod Tavern, episode 166. If I'm not mistaken, I'm Jamie, far less hungover this week, and I'm joined by the one, the only MPV Graham. Come on in.
Good. Hello.
Good, hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm very well. We escaped. We made it. We'll talk about that later on, I'm sure, but
We did.
we made it. We escaped our destiny, and it was lots of fun. Are you ready to talk video games?
I am. I'm ready.
Yes, video games for the win. I've got all the energy this week. I had no energy last week. We're fucking raring to go. We've also got 1 point. Wait, Graham, have a wild guess.
1.99.
Do it. 1.99 million man Ian.
1.851.
Fucking disgusting. What have you been doing? You've had a week. Yeah, clearly.
Or playing
How
too
are
many
you, Ian?
playing too many shit games. That's what I've been doing.
How are you, Ian? I haven't spoke to you for a little while. You all right?
Good. Living.
Good. That's a good start. Always a good start. We've also got the one, the only Scottish Ross. Come on in, Scottish Ross.
Evening, gents.
How are you, Scottish Ross? I also haven't spoke to you for a while. Are you well?
Doing very well, yes.
Have you got 1.99 million gamer score yet?
I don't even have 100,000 gamer score yet.
Are you telling me the Football Manager doesn't dole out the achievements left, right, and centre?
No.
They do. It's not good at him.
I just don't strive for that.
Outrageous. Outrageous.
It's because he can't win trophies. That's what achievements are about.
Well, I'm sure we'll hear all about. I've been promised a very long and intricate breakdown of all things Football Manager later on. So we'll get to that very show shortly. But before we do, let's introduce special guest Pete.
Hello,
He's returned.
good evening. Good evening.
Hello, special guest Pete. How are you?
I'm fantastic. It's amazing to be back.
It's been a while.
And,
Dragon Age isn't even out yet, and we got you.
I know. And I just milestone wise, a couple of weeks back I hit 200k for achievements. So yeah, not too much behind Ian.
Good work, sir. Good work. You're catching up on him nicely. You got at the rate Ian's going, you probably will catch him up. He's slacking.
But then, like Ian, I don't play games that give you like 10,000 game score for taking 2 steps. So you know.
Ooh.
Oh, shots fired already. We're like 1 minute into the
Shots
best one.
fired all over the place.
They are. Press A, boom, 1,000 game score.
Damn right.
On to the next game.
Damn right. Give me them Chivos. I love the Chivos, of course. Well, anyway, thank you very much, all 4 of you, and everybody listening for joining us on this wonderful Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Ish. Excellent. We're ready to talk video games. We've just done Guess the Game in the pre-show on the YouTube channel. If you want to come and join us, it's lots of fun. We did it. We successfully succeeded in guessing the Game. And if you want to see what it was, go watch the video. I can do this plug-in business, me.
Cheating. Sure, they need to guess it themselves.
Exactly. Well, guess and then come along and see how well we did. We did very well indeed. Right, gentlemen, let's start as we always do a bit of Project Game Pass. Last Sunday we streamed All You Need Is Help for our Project Game Pass shenanigans that we do, which is where we pick a game from Game Pass each and every month. We play it the first Sunday of the month, we stream it, and then we discuss it as and when we play it throughout the rest of the month. And it comes with the best sound effect in gaming. We had a great time playing it last week. Pete joined myself, Graham, and Ian for playing it on, was it Friday night we got together?
Yeah.
So we've all played a good few hours of it, across the five of us, even though it's only a 4-player game. So I'm going to go to, because he's been very quiet while we've been discussing and doing guessing the dot games. Ross, come on,
Yes.
tell me your thoughts on All You Need Is Help, please.
Good to be laughing game. I was like very pessimistic looking at it, like no, not sure how I'm feeling about this. But I mean, when Ian's not trying to sabotage the game or Gray, it's quite good fun.
Hey, sabotage.
I never sabotaged.
No,
Was
never.
no sabotage whatsoever.
Well, not at all.
Don't know what you're talking about.
No.
So you enjoyed our time. We played what for 2.5 hours? Was it?
2.5 hours,
Project
yeah.
Game Pass we've done yet.
Although it was a very questionable name choice from Grey during the game, which was quite disconcerting.
What was it?
What was it? Early Rising Master or something?
Yeah, Early Rising Lost Child.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some interesting combos.
Some
in there
dubiousness going
you
on
can
there.
unlock. And it would happen to be that Graham was the one unlocking all the silly ones. Everybody else is like green kappa. It's like Graham. Graham's like,
Rising
offensive shit.
Whispering Wizard.
It was it's good fun. I'm playing the video now if you watch on YouTube. If you're not, obviously, then go and check out a trailer of it. It's interesting. 4-player co-op. You have to have 4 players, which is probably the hardest thing to actually manage to get together these days. And you all take on various shapes, and it's just like almost like a physics-based puzzling. Sometimes you got to get an item from one end of the stage to the other. Sometimes you just got to fill in a gap, as you've seen in that stage. There's like a shape on the floor, and you all have to align in a perfect position to make it. Yeah, I think it's fucking brilliant. I had a great time playing it. But there's a few issues which we'll get to. But Graham, Ian,
Yeah.
thoughts?
Yes.
I like the way that, I mean, obviously the video doesn't do it justice on how complex it actually is. So although you move with the left stick around the area, you can't rotate using like the other stick or any other button. You have to literally use everything around you to help yourself rotate into the right position. So it's like, imagine doing Tetris blocks, but instead of having to press a button to change direction, you have to use either another person or scenery to rotate your block to get into the right position.
Which is easier said than done, especially when you've got some sabotaging people.
And there's not enough space to swing a cat, as they say, to try and rotate. But yeah, I mean, it's not, there's no sort of ways you can kind of do it wrong. It's just how long it takes you to do it. And you can have an extended time and everything else. So it's just, as in it's a bit more easygoing, but it's just, it's purely a fun-based kind of game. I'd say it only has 2 sort of kind of minor drawbacks, and that is you have to come back to the lobby after every single level, and you can't skip the intro piece as you start each level. I think that kind of slowing it down is a bit of a meh every now and then, but I mean that's the only kind of minor gripe I have about it. Yeah,
I think as we were saying as we were playing, like, it just, if we could just have like 10 levels, like play a section of 10, then go back and do buy the upgrades or buy the the cosmetic stuff to unlock more levels and stuff. That would have been ideal, rather than the slow. Watch the intro, back to the menu. Back to the hub. Watch the intro, back to the hub. Ian, you enjoyed it? You had a good time playing it?
Yeah, I did. It felt like good fun, but it's like you say, it's just the slow pace of doing the level and then doing all that. The same as just wasn't like a seamless transition between games. Then you used to get more levels out of it. The fact that just keep going back to the hub world.
Yeah, when we said, do you want to play another one or go back to the world? Just give that choice to speed it up.
Yeah.
After that, we're doing it wrong, and there was a choice. But at the moment, I couldn't find anything.
That is true. We could just be missing the option somewhere, but at the moment, it's not as fluid as it could be. Especially because Pete, you played it, like I said, with us on Friday. We'd already played it with Ross last week, so we had a bit of a sort of leg up on getting into it. But how did you enjoy your time with All You Need Is Help?
Yeah, definitely echo what Graham and Ian said. It's definitely a little bit of fun, isn't it? You wouldn't think that 4 grown adults would actually enjoy this type of game, but yeah, it's a good laugh, especially if you can have a good laugh with your mates and the sabotage and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think obviously I think the most levels we did had those gas spewing plants which kept on turning us around, which was which is great because it's part of the level. It's part of the level design. But yeah, it's a good little game to be honest. Was it offline play as well? Can you do offline 4 players? Was it online only?
Yeah. You
can do offline.
You can do local co-op, but you have to have 4 players. You can't do like 2 with an AI or whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's a good little game.
Yeah, nice. So we'll probably play some more, I imagine, at some point over the course of the rest of the month. We've still got a few weeks left yet. But anyone else got anything else on what's it called? All we need is help, or are we? Should we move on to other things we've been playing?
Let's hope there's not that one massive flaw where if there's a certain ice level, it boots everyone out to the dashboard.
Yeah,
that was
true.
weird. I don't know what the fuck was going on there.
The fact it happened twice on exactly the same level just seemed to be a massive coincidence.
Yes, either that or that particular level is broken. But I must admit, I haven't really researched it, but that wasn't ideal. Just as we got our flow going as well.
Yeah,
but never mind.
Yeah, I think the only one thing I could really say about the game is
we did synchronization. Greatest sound effect in video games of 2024. Absolutely, by a million miles. Cool. All right. Well, that's all we need is help. Like I said, you can go and watch the full 2 hours and 10 minutes. The YouTube stream is. I've got playing here now, so you can go watch that now. Should you so wish to, as well as some of our other Project Game Pass games, which we've done for the last 3 years now, roughly.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, 3 years.
Each and every month. This month we're concentrating. Oh, this year, sorry, I should say we're concentrating on multiplayer only games. But there is a list up on the site as well as I said, on youtube.com/Xbox Tavern official. Right. Let's get into some other video games we've been playing this week, shall we? And in honor of the fact that special guest Pete's here.
Let's just do it first. Let's just get out.
Yeah, let's get out of the way. Ross, come on. Lean forward. I want to see the joy on your face as you tell us all about Football Manager 22. I mean, you can bring in the news about 25 as well if you like at the same time. Talk to Pete, shoot the shit, chin wag, share, fusion fingers, all that good stuff. Let's get the Football Manager stuff out of the way, shall we?
So,
have you actually won trophies yet?
Well, we'll get to that, won't we? So, we've just finished the season, literally finished it about an hour ago. It was another dominating season by Bristol City. Could not regain my title. They only lost 1 game all season. So the Premier League trophy is back with Bristol City. They also won the FA Cup, which they somehow managed to get Sheffield United in the final. Don't know how the fuck Sheffield United got to the final of the FA Cup, but go them. And then we get on to the story of the Carabao Cup final.
Who cares about that?
Because it was a doozy, if we're being honest. So it was between myself and Bristol City. Bristol City went into it heavy favourites. However, things did not go to plan for Bristol City. They were 2-0 down in the first 8 minutes. They pulled 1 back on the 11th minute. And then went to 3-1 after 12 minutes of play. It was an absolute shambles by Bristol City. They changed their system with 2 substitutes after 15 minutes. Game was looking like was heading towards a Brighton victory. Bristol City pulled 1 back in the 20th minute. So going on at half time, it was 3-2. And then what can only be described as an absolute arse collapsing, Brighton shat the bed. So it went from being 3-1 at one point to 5-4 in the 86th minute. So not the best of second halves by Brighton. Bristol City then equalised in the 87th minute to make it 5 each. And that took it to penalties. So, first set of penalties go up, and the first 3 for Bristol City were scored. First 2 for Brighton were scored, and up steps the former Robin, Fabio Ippoliti, and fucking misses. So his ex-player misses his penalty against him, fucking raging. He then scores his fourth, so it's currently 4-2. I then bring it back to 4-3, and his £130 million striker, Daniel Mutu, that he signs, ex-Brighton striker.
Oh, some spicy drama now.
Misses the penalty.
Oh, shit the bed.
So both former players missed their penalty against their respective clubs. So at this point, I'm like, right, fucking here we go. 4-3, Christian Lopez, my normal penalty taker, stepping up to bring it back. Fucking misses against the 17-year-old backup goalkeeper.
What a prick.
What a fucking cunt. So it went from looking all sunshine and gavels at 3-1 to Brighton to losing it 4-3 on penalties to fucking Bristol City. So not impressed by that. So
I assume your mate was Graham was very delicate and like,
yeah.
well done. That was a close one.
Oh yeah, absolute
Didn't sort
fucking
of rub it in or rub your face in it, whatever.
Not at all, the grady cunt. So that was a domestic treble for Bristol City, back to being their dominant self. However, they did have a Champions League final to address. Standing in their way from a third successive Champions League final was Brighton.
This is like a proper Spanish novella. This is.
So we didn't do the whole recording press interview this time. I think after my shambolic season, it would have been hypocritical of me of any sort of confidence going into the game. Both teams played each other on the second last game of the season with completely random squads, completely random tactics, keeping everything fucking close to the chest, not giving anything away. And for lack of a better term, Brighton knocked the shit out of Bristol City in this game.
The redemption arc began.
3-0 up at half time. Absolutely cruising through the game. They did make it a bit more entertaining. Bristol City did grab 2 in the second half to make it a bit closer, but I don't think there was any arguing that Brighton were the more dominant team in the Champions League final. So it wasn't a complete write-off of the season. We did win the big one, but definitely room for improvement in the new season.
Nice. So, special guest Pete, as you're the second most formidable football manager expert here.
Second.
Please ask some questions, because I listened and I understood most of the words, but I don't have anything to back it up. So carry on.
So my 2 questions is, what season have you just finished?
So we are just going into 2032-2033.
Oh, not too bad.
So it's a 10. This is season 10 or 11. Can't work it out.
And okay, next question is there a new gen you've fallen in love with?
Oh, we are now at the point where if I look at my squad, I have one player in about a 46 man squad that is a real life player. It's Jude Bellingham. And even at that, he's 29 and he's arguing about a new contract being on £400,000 a week. He might be getting punted as well. I've got quite a few. I've got a Serbian striker called Alexander Radovanovic.
Nice.
24, absolutely deadly. I've got a goalkeeper called Quan Alexander, who was an ex-Bristol City player but was completely unappreciated there, so he has joined the Gulls. And I would probably argue that, well, there's no questioning that he's by far and away the best player in the game. His stats are absolutely disgusting. If I just show you Abdul Vesterland that plays for Bristol City,
we've seen him before, haven't we? You've shown him.
Yes. So his attributes obviously.
See, I pay attention.
Show you obviously that he is ridiculous. But what makes it even more disgusting is when I go into his career stats. And you see that he averaged an 8.39 last season, whilst getting 49 goals and 13 assists in the league. He is currently sitting on 294 goals in 240 appearances for Bristol City, which is fucking mental.
Ian, look, I can see your favourite tool in the top right-hand corner.
Yes, the blurred out one that we don't have turned on.
But it's there.
He is currently being paid 450.
Turned off for now. Yeah.
Yeah, he is currently being paid £450,000 a week. But I suppose when you're
He's worth
banging in fucking more than a goal a game, I suppose that's the minimum that you can expect from your signing. Other players that are probably worth mentioning, there is another youngster coming through the ranks who is quite unfortunate because he got quite a bad, I think it was a leg break he got. So it ruled him out quite a bit, but this is another guy who's going to be absolutely disgusting, considering he's had 9 to 11 months out injured as well. So he has 2 strikers that are going to ruin my existence in the next X amount of years, and I don't have many answers for him. But yes, we are now in the stage where I don't think he's got many real life players left in his squad. He's got Trent still at his club, Mariba, Fafana, but he's moving him on. And yeah, that's really it. So he's getting rid of all his real life players as well.
Cool.
Nice.
So who's the most decorated manager then, you or your friend?
Him. He has won considerably more domestically than I have, and I think Champions League wise it is getting very close. He's won 6 domestic leagues. I've won 3 domestic leagues. He's won 12 domestic cups. I've won 3. He's won 9 other trophies. So have I. So I think mine falls into Champions League. So yeah, I'm on 5 Champions League wins. He has 3 Champions League wins. So Champions League, I've got the better of him, but he's definitely dominant domestically.
So you're basically the real Liverpool, the cup team.
Yes, I am. I've done my leagues. Looks all quite nice, but yeah, 5 Champions League, 4 Super Cups. He's got one advantage on me is he's also won the Europa League because I've never been shit enough to be in the Europa League while he has. So
yeah, there you go.
I'm never going to catch him on that one because I don't ever plan on being in the Europa League. So
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Even though he's the worst manager.
he is a better manager. That's can't in any way, shape, or form be denied. He's got the trophies to back it up.
But the important thing is you've got the bravado to tell him to fuck off when you beat him once.
Exactly.
So
I actually beat him twice last season. So
there you go. See,
he has the "Well Done, You Tried" trophy.
I do. Not like I've got the Champions League most prestigious trophy in world football, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's cool.
well done, sir. You've made me proud. I'm going to interject there because as much as I enjoy the Football Manager talk, as we always do,
There's more coming.
there's more coming later on. So we'll come back to that a little bit later on. I'm going to go to Ian now if he's ready. Are you ready, Ian? Excellent. I know you've only got one game on your list, which is the DLC for Escape Academy called the Tournament of Puzzles.
Yes.
Tell me about it. Before you do, Gray, we played this, didn't we?
If that's one of the expansion, we did do that then.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so Ian, tell me all about the Tournament of Puzzles and what you've been doing.
Well, as you know, achievement horror. So I've been collecting achievements with other Ross from Xbox Tavern. I think it's quite actually fun game mode. So there's 3 different types of modes. There's the escape race where it's just first to kind of escape wins. You basically in that mode you have to collect keys and then you go through different puzzle rooms, collect the keys, and then once you get the keys, you get to escape the room and collect the trophy. There's a tic-tac-toe event where you do puzzles, and then each time you finish a puzzle, you get like a piece, and you've got to put the piece on the board. And then obviously it's like tic-tac-toe, so the first to win. So obviously you can kind of block the person, or you can try and win if you're quick enough. And the last one is a scavenger hunt, which again is basically you have to keep doing puzzles to open up rooms, and then when you get into different rooms, there's trophies around the arena. And then basically you're just quickly trying to pick up the trophies, and first to 6 trophies wins. All quite fun game modes, and there's 3 different kind of worlds. There's like this kind of futurist electronic one. There's the kind of old school, kind of like temple-y one, and there's like another one, which is the one there in the background now, which is like a hall. And there's so many different puzzles, but what's good about it is each puzzle every time is different, so it's not always going to be the same puzzle. But like in Escape Academy, you can, once you've got the solution, you can kind of, or someone's done the solution, they can go through the game and play the game, and that's it. Whereas this time, every time you do it, it's always completely random. There's power up boxes as well, which help you, can all help hinder you. So obviously, sometimes you might get one like a horse mask. And you put it over
that fucking horse mask, honestly. The amount of times I got that put on my head by Graham.
Yeah, it's fucking horse mask, which is annoying, which you can't see, you only got two eyes. And then obviously the dunce hat, which you put like a cone, and they go forward as backwards.
Yeah. I just kept sticking all kinds of hats on. Jay was struggling like a moof.
Yeah, on the last, I don't remember what the last thing was, but I could not do it for shit. And he was just mugging me off left, right, and centre.
Because you get obviously the next phases, you can go into the next room and they can't go in there until they completed it.
Yeah, exactly.
I got the hat, come back out that bit, stuck it on Jay's head, and just went back into solving puzzles again.
That's what I just did. Yeah, so I did it with Ross. I'll go to the next room quickly, do the puzzle box, which you kind of power box. Yep, run back out, put it on his head, and then run off. It's like, fuck's sake, Ian, stop it.
So who was you playing with? Was this American Ross?
American Ross, yeah.
Yeah.
So me and him playing it together. So yeah, it's really good fun game mode. I think the scavenger hunt can be quite quick, because if you kind of get through the first area quick enough and the other person hasn't, you can get like 4 or 3 trophies in the next room, and then they're way far behind to kind of even catch up. But like the tic-tac-toe and escape races are way more fun, because it's all about trying to get it done quickly. And like tic-tac-toe as well, because obviously you might get 2 ahead and then all of a sudden, but then if you get 1 slowly, quickly, you can put it down and stop them. And what's good about it is you can't hold the more than 1 tic-tac-toe every time. So you do have to kind of pick one up and go back. And then sometimes what I used to do when I was playing with him is like, I'll solve 2 puzzles, but not pick up both pieces. And I'll pick up a piece, quickly block him, and I'll run back, get another piece, put my piece down, and then try and finish the 3rd puzzle quick enough so you can't win. So yeah, really good fun game modes there. So yeah, actually really good fun DLC to play with friends. We're going to play against one other person, but yeah, really good. And it's all about speed and trying to look at the puzzles. Some of the puzzles are ridiculous though. Like it's all about doing like, I think there's one where I had to kind of do like we had to solve like what a pH balance was, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing this and stuff. But working out, sometimes it's all about like cryptic clues as well. So sometimes it'll be like an owl means M, a rooster means O, and like you're trying to figure out, decipher what it could be. But yeah, some of the really good fun game modes within it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I remember. The more you talking about it, the more I remember just how much I got mugged off by Graham. But the one I remember, the one I was stuck on, it was like a laser, like using like mirrors to deflect lasers around. Yeah. And for the life of me, I'm normally quite good at those sort of puzzles, but I could not solve my one to save my life.
That's like you should do. It's Resident Evil, isn't it?
I know. Normally I'd be flying through, but I did one. It was fine. Then I had another one, and I'm convinced it was broken, because there's no way. There's just no way it was working. Not in a million years. I was getting mugged off. But it's free DLC as well. So if you've got Escape Academy, you can just go
and it's on Game Pass.
And it's still on Game Pass as well.
So it's all free.
Which is good. So you go check that out. It's lots of fun. I'm sensing another stream, Ross, with ladies' favourite Daniel. If you want to join in and play
please,
some more,
you two do that.
Play some more Escape Academy.
I'd be game for it. I mean, I've got on not too bad with the last thing.
You're playing against him this time, though, so it's way more fun.
Oh, then that's kind of disadvantage to him then, because he's not exactly the smartest.
You're setting yourself up there if he beats you.
I can hear it. I'm assuming.
Is that really likely to happen? Come on.
You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you.
I'm feeling like that's not happening anytime soon.
With the added pressure, you never know.
Yeah.
I could get you sell a wet paper bag.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised if you get the puzzle broken. Anyway, right. But we'll figure something out. It'd be lots of fun. Right. Thank you very much, Ian. Escape Academy Tournament of Puzzle DLC. Thumbs up from me and Graham.
Oh, 100%. Must play.
Yeah.
Great fun.
Go check them out if you're it's that way inclined. Special guest Pete, I'm going to go to you next, because I've just looked at your list and there's something very exciting on there that I want to hear about, and I'm sure all of us actually want to hear about.
FM?
A certain game that come out a little while ago called Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Oh, sorry, you got to shout the Sparking Zero.
Sparkling
Sparking water.
Isn't it
Sparking.
sparkling?
Sparkling Zero.
Why does she keep saying sparking?
I thought it was sparking. Is it
It's
sparkling?
sparkling. It's sparkling.
Oh, I thought it was
Zero.
sparking.
I was supposed to say, what's wrong with him?
Sparkling a
No,
cigarette.
that's what I thought. This one made the joke about sparkling water. He's like, sparking. I was like, no, that's
No, it's sparking. What are you on about? It's not
sparkling.
sparkling. Don't fucking mug me off. Pete, tell me about Dragon Ball, whatever you want to tell, and I'll get the trailer playing.
Someone's going to look foolish.
It's sparking.
I told you it's fucking sparking.
I thought it was sparkling.
All four of you mugging me off.
I trusted Pete. Pete, how could you let me down?
I swear.
I was going to say, I've got a review to edit in that case because it's sparkling.
Who owns the game again?
I trusted you, Pete. I trusted you.
Anyway, tell me about Dragon Ball, whatever it is, Zero.
So yeah, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero came out yesterday.
Sparkling.
If you bought the Ultimate Edition, you got kind of 3 days early access. But yeah, it's obviously we've had a load of Dragon Ball games over the years, like Rage and Blast, and more recently we had Fighter Z. But this is the first kind of Tenkaichi game in about 17 years, and it's had the Dragon Ball fandom kind of like excited because obviously we've got today's graphics going in one of the most beloved series. Because I still remember one of my PS2 games, like Tenkaichi 2 was one of my all-time favorites. It was so fantastic. Had won the final, trying to beat Kid Buu in the final fight of the story back then was super hard. And yeah, now it's just obviously now we've had Dragon Ball Super. Some of the story mode goes all the way to the end of the Tournament of Power. In this one, the story mode actually, rather than just being one kind of storyline going from kind of A to Z, you can actually do the story through kind of fighting as Goku. Then you've got fighting as Vegeta. There's also kind of Teen Gohan. You got Goku Black. That you can. You got Frieza. And one other. The only disappointing thing is obviously Goku's the main character, and you obviously fight for him through all the sagas. But for instance, Vegeta, I thought would have quite a lot of things to do in like the Super era, but for some reason his participation in the story mode basically ends after the Kid Buu fight in Z. So from what I've seen so far, it looks like apart from taking over Goku Black, you only really use kind of Goku and Gohan in the Tournament of Power, because Piccolo as well, his he kind of ends his useful, well, his story kind of ends at the end of the Android saga after Cell. There's a few what ifs in there which are pretty cool in the story mode, but yeah, I've been playing it the last couple of days and it's absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of characters. This is like 180 of characters, but there isn't that much because they count all the transformations. Because as well as being able to transform during a fight, you can just, if you want to start a fight as Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, you can, rather than have to start on base and then going up through the things. However, doing that, if you start as base form and then kind of transform your way up, you actually kind of gain health throughout the fight, which it's kind of nice to be able to, you get rewarded for that patience of kind of going up through the transformations. And yeah,
is there a power difference? So if you are Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Hyper Turbo Edition, fighting, say, Krillin, are you just going to wipe the floor of him, or has he got a good chance of at least holding his own?
You will wipe the floor of him. So this one, there's no balance in. It is like if you are Vegito, you will kick Krillin's ass. As unrealistic that is, because we know Krillin's the GOAT. It's because it's weighted online as well. Because I haven't delved into online yet because I suck. Especially online, I definitely suck. So there's this. To play online, there you have this kind of this cap. Say, for instance, you have like a 20 level cap, right? If you want to pick, say, Ultra Instinct Goku, you can, but he takes up all kind of 20. So if you want to do potentially, if you pick Ultra Instinct Goku, you only have him, whereas your opponent could pick 3-5 characters instead. Okay. So even though the characters are weaker online, sometimes it's whether you want one person that's OP or 5 people. Like you could have like a Krillin or like whatever in there to kind of see if you can take him down with 5 characters v1. So it has that element to it as well. So there's no, unless you're really good, because I've seen a couple of things online where a guy as Yajirobe's been taken down, like the boss on the screen, you see there, Herodian from the movie, Yajirobe taking him down. It's just quite funny to see when these players are obviously very good.
He's got a sword.
Yeah.
That's what he needs.
Yeah.
And a load of senzu beans.
Yeah.
But it is. I mean, if I were to, I don't know what Bubba graded it, but it would definitely be in the 9s for me if I were to give it a kind of a score. Like I said, it's nice to be able to play through the Super Series now, because obviously all the games have been just playing through to the end of Z, whereas now you can actually play through to the end of Super, and there's loads of Super characters in there. Obviously, you've got both Brolys in there. Obviously, you've got the Broly from the OG days, the non-canon one, if you like, and you've got the canon one in there as well. And there's so much to do on there as well. Obviously, you can do your own tournaments offline, online. Obviously, your training is vital, because the one thing, obviously, with these kind of games is the buttons can be really kind of there's not enough buttons for the things you can do, because you can reverse, but there's like 4 types of reversals you can do. It's like you can just do a quick, flash behind them, or you can do a flash behind them punch, flash behind them move. There's so many different reversals that you can do. There's a lot of different button combinations you need to press, and like I'm a simple man, I just want to press one button and dodge.
You'll do them all at the same time.
Yeah, and
I'm about even trying.
Yeah, I don't know if you see online, but obviously everyone's saying about that hard as nails, the boss fight with the 8 Vegeta. I actually did that after I think my 3rd attempt. I did. I don't know. I might have got lucky, but I was like, it was hard, but it's doable if if you played this kind of games before, because 8 Vegeta was the big ass bad, one of the hardest fights back in the old Tenkaichi days. So having experience with that, maybe go, okay, well, maybe if it's similar, then don't go close to him, because he will just grab you and pummel you. Because that's what I see online. Everyone's just going too close to him and getting pummeled. I'm like, well, learn your lesson, stay back, and just like beam him from behind. And some of the fights, like in the story mode, obviously, when you're fighting as the good guys, as your Gokus and Gohans and Vegetas, it's quite, not saying it's easy, but it's that standard level difficulty, which is fine. But when you play as, for instance, when you want to try and play as Frieza, you start in the Namek Saga, obviously, and your first fight, you start as base form Frieza. You can transform all the way up to, final form if you want. But you've got to try and take down Krillin, Gohan, Piccolo, and Vegeta. And all of them have got the same amount of health as you. So it's a very hard fight. The one fight I had to level difficulty on was I think it was the Goku Black one, because it was like,
you didn't try and shoot him, did you?
No.
I
was waiting for that. No. Well, to be fair, he's black, so he's the one that should probably get shot.
Don't shoot. This guy isn't black.
Such a funny line.
So like obviously you're Goku Black Rose, and it was a really immense fight against Goku, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue Hair Goku, and it was a really immense fight. And like there was times where he just chained me about like a 40 hit combo, and you just got to put the controller down and just wait for him to finish. And by the time he's taking half your health off, you're like, fuck me, this is fucking hard as nails. And I beat it, and I was like, yes, I took him down. And then Vegeta comes in, it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, like with the same health and power level and just skill. And I'm like, yeah. And I lasted about 10 seconds with Vegeta. It's hard enough trying to beat Goku. Like I had to fight Goku about 4 or 5 times before beating him, to then go, oh shit, Vegeta as well. So when you play as the villains, it's a lot harder to try and get things done. Because then again,
go on.
So the next fight, when you're merged Zamasu, when you know the merged Zamasu, when he's got like the gooey arm and shit, where he's all that, like you fight Vegito, Super Saiyan God Vegito, right? And it's again another hard as nails fight. It's a proper to the wire, like fuck me, this is your last man standing kind of shit. And then you beat him, it's like, oh, not Trunks, for God's sake. He just
nobody should ever have that response to Trunks turning up.
The problem is
Trunks is here, thank God.
Yeah, I mentioned there's a lot of what ifs. You only, because there's 2 difficulties. You get the standard difficulty, which the game throws at you, or you can lower the difficulty. The problem is when you lower the difficulty, you don't then get access to the what ifs if you beat it, but you don't get access to the what if.
Okay.
Which is because I think which is a little bit, I get it, but it's a high. Some of these fights are a high skill level, which I probably won't be able to beat. But I think I've waffled on quite a lot, and it's superb game. Best. Obviously, Fighter Z was more like a Street Fighter game. This is what Rage and Blast should have been back in 2013 or 14, wherever it was.
They definitely had a dip off, didn't they?
When the Beerus movie first came out, that game was horrible. This is what that game should have been.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time coming for Dragon Ball fans to have like a really good game. Because again, as good as Fighter Z is, it is just left against right, and you just spam attacks at will. Whereas this can be quite tactical and stuff. So yeah, it's I can see this game having a long life.
Yeah. Nice. So a couple of questions I've got for you before we move on to the next one. Does it play like Tenkaichi, where you're sort of like over the shoulder almost?
Yes.
And then Fighter Z, like you said, got a lot of praise for it looking like the show, like in terms of its animation and the cutscenes and the way they framed. Is it the same from the trailer? It looks very similar, but I'm assuming that that's like the super special moves.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you saw that video I posted in the WhatsApp yesterday. That was 4 final moves, which look absolutely spectacular. Whether they hit or not, it's another thing. Because AI are very good. It's very easy to dodge. But yeah, they all look spectacular. Like, I don't think they've spared any expense when it comes to kind of looks, and even simple things like when you're fighting as Goku. Obviously, you start off with your full gi. If you get hit with a blast, your t-shirt's ripped off. And then you can see visibly the bruises and stuff. When you the fight marks. And again, if you get hit with a blast, the t-shirt's fully off, so you're fighting like half naked Goku. So there's little details that go into it, which are just make the game that little bit more special.
Nice. It does look very good. The review's not up yet. I think it's coming up tomorrow. But he was very high on it. I won't spoil it.
It would be a low to mid 9s for me, this one. Yeah. Quite easily.
It seems to have got a lot of love from everybody across the board. I would like to play. I haven't played a Dragon Ball Z game or Dragon Ball game for a long time properly.
And do you know what? There's no microtransactions. So everything can be
unlocked. Don't give me any ideas.
Everything can be unlocked. Obviously, there's DLC like season pass and shit for characters coming down the line, like the Gamma guys from the Cell Ultimate, what the recent Cell movie was. Dragon Ball Super movie. So basically all characters can be unlocked by playing the game naturally, like via story, or when you play game modes or the story or the game modes online, you can earn Zenny and you can buy characters that way. You can just from the shop choose Zenny, and you can't purchase Zenny from like extra. It's just there's your characters, unlock them by playing the game, like old school,
like the old days.
Yeah, and it was like I had to double check because I think there's only because obviously I think if you pre-ordered it, you got early access to I think the Brolys and stuff. But I think again you can get those now or in the future. There's nothing behind the paywall, which is like amazing to be honest. The only thing behind the paywall was all cosmetic stuff. So. It
all sounds like it's a fucking cracking Dragon Ball game for the first time in a long time. I know some people enjoyed like the Rage and Blast, like you said, and what was the one?
What's the one that you bought recently in a couple of weeks ago? I can't remember what's the one.
Oh, Xenoverse.
Xenoverse. That's
I
like the
Xenoverse was okay, but again, Xenoverse was good, but it doesn't hold a candle to this, to be honest.
No, Xenoverse was trying to make your own character, didn't they? And then
but it was very easy to put down and not pick up again. Whereas this is like I've wanted to keep playing it for the whole weekend. Like,
nice, Ross. You're a Dragon Ball.
Okay, come watch you.
You're a Dragon Ball dude, Ross. You checking this one out?
It'll probably be a sale for me because I'm shit like these sort of games, but I do like the idea of it. I've seen a lot of good things about it. I've tried my hand at like the Xenoverse and the Fighter Z and stuff like that, and they're good, but I'm shit at them, so they sort of lose their charm on me. I even tried fucking Jump Force to try and get any of that sort of game.
That's the one I was trying to think of. Jump Force was fucking
terrible. It looked fantastic.
Oh, it looked incredible.
No, it didn't. It looked fucking shit, and it played like shit as well.
Yes,
fucking awful.
No, it looked good.
You can go read my review on xboxtime.com right now. Fucking shit.
It wasn't brilliant.
No. But yeah, I managed to get I know we shouldn't probably well, CD keys. I know we got discount codes and stuff, but yeah, I got the deluxe version for £70, which is basically the base game. So you know, it was fantastic. You can get the £105 version for like 78. So it's not obviously the ultra version isn't worth 105 for what you get. I mean, that's just my opinion. People, I mean, that edition outsold Blops, like the Call of Duty. So, you know, obviously I know nothing. So, I mean, that's the testament to this game as well, right? When was the last time you heard a game out pre-order and outsell a Call of Duty game?
Oh,
you know, especially a game like Dragon Ball.
Rarer these days, yeah. Especially
a game like Dragon Ball, right?
Fighter,
yeah, Elden Rings and shit like that. You know, yeah, you might expect it, but the Dragon Ball game, yeah, Dragon Ball games are, you know, they're known as a bit of a niche game because obviously you know what it is, but not many people play it. So for people to, you know, pre-order it and make it outsell Call of Duty, I think says volumes about it.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. You've sold me on it. I haven't got time to even attempt to think about playing it right now, but at some point I would like to give it a go and play some because it does look fucking awesome and everybody seems to be loving it. So go to xboxtavern.com and I think tomorrow at some point, I don't remember what time, but the review will be up for that one.
Ish.
Nice.
Ish.
Ish. Thank you very much. Right, Graham, it's your turn now. You've been playing video games, and we'll get to the one we've been playing together in a little bit if we got time. But you've been playing a bit of Starfield Shattered Space, if I'm not mistaken.
I have finally got around to doing that bit, and it was a rough start because I picked it up because obviously you can kick it off at any point by just going into space and you receive the distress signal, but where I gave up on the game before this came out was I just regenerated, as you do, spoilers.
Sorry, Ian's camera just went mad, made me laugh.
Yeah, just zoomed on his forehead.
That was a stretch.
I just regenerated, so when you sort of regenerate, you start pretty much from the scratch again. You kind of go back through the story and you have a bit more understanding about what's going on and what you need to do and stuff. But I was so raw that into it, my guns were so weak. I was using like the one of the main shotguns, the hangover cure, which you pick up from the bar in like the very first area as like my main weapon. And where I was I think I was level 50, all the enemies around me were level sort of 49, 50, 60. And so it was really hard going. And this is just on standard normal difficulty. And everyone was just kind of like two-shot killing me. And I was like, okay, I'm in a problem here. So I couldn't even sort of finish the mission I was doing. I was doing a very early sort of 3-star collective missions. And just like to get into it where you talk the burglars out from the place. Well, the very first kind of 3-star mission. And then I was just trying to get into the 3 stars because I didn't know how you kicked it off. It was only after I did that mission to do it. And even just doing one of those missions where you have to sort of do a hit on someone, it was just so hard. And so eventually I managed to slog my way through that just so I could kick this off. And yeah, it's quite heavy going sort of story-wise because obviously it's about House Faroon and you kind of sort of finding out about the great serpent that they keep waffling on about. But there's so much to kind of take in and try and sort of work out because the distress signal takes you to this massive space station, but what they've managed to do is put a hyperdrive on a space station so it can fly like a ship in a way. And you kind of almost kind of find out what kind of happened with like these ancestors of House Faroon and so you can see they're sort of trapped in a void or another dimension. And yeah, it's good going once you finally got into it. So the annoying thing is after you get onto the space station, the gravity goes out. So you're just constantly floating around everywhere. And it's hard enough to sort of aim with the weakest gun anyway, but with floating around, it makes aiming even harder to try and do. And there's a lot of floating in that first bit. There's a good sort of 45 minutes to an hour of floating around on that space station. So it's hard going. But once you pass that bit, you finally get onto the kind of planet that you need to go to sort of embed yourself into House Faroon. And that's where the sort of the real crux of the DLC starts to kick in. And you sort of deep into the story, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's kind of got its hooks back into me, and sort of looking forward to kind of playing through that piece now. Now that I've stolen one of their guns, which is way better than the ones that I'm currently rocking with, so it's leveled it out a bit more now that I've got a gun that I can actually fight back with.
Nice,
But
nice. So
but yeah,
do you know like how long the actual DLC is? Like, is
they
it
said it was
beefy
supposed to
one?
be like 30 hours or something, but people saying people have
fuck
completed
off.
it within like 8, and
So
so
that's more like it. Yeah, okay.
so I imagine it's once again how you go through it rather than how long
Yeah.
it takes to sort of storm your way through it.
I say I didn't spend much longer than that going through the main game, let alone the Poxy DLC. But every time I look at the trailers and every time I hear that music, I'm like, oh, maybe I should just try it again. But I don't know. Ross, you've been playing it as well?
I have not. No, I've been distracted this week, so I've not had a chance. You know, you can turn that off, Ian. Yeah.
It's fun.
No, we're enjoying the random edits into Ian's forehead.
I've not actually had a chance to jump into it yet, other than accidentally activating the first part where you get to the space station, and that's as far as I've managed to get.
Yeah.
Okay. So great. So you said you landed on whatever planet is where you're in like their enclave. You can just stay there, can't you? You don't have to leave and do something.
Yeah,
It's all
apparently
self-contained
it
in
all
that area.
pretty much takes place on that planet once you're there. So it's a well kind of sort of apparently a fleshed out planet which has got loads of different space stations and things to find on there, and according to this, it's where the majority of the story takes place.
And the most important question for you: are there lots of people to talk to?
Well, at the moment there seems to be.
Too many.
Maybe I should start playing it.
There's plenty of people to interact. If anything, it's like I said, it's quite lore heavy to start off with. So you're finding out about how people join House Varun, how you go through their sort of trials, and all the different families that are involved, and there's politics involved. Like this house is siding with the zealots to learn what they're trying to do, and trying to get them to curry favor and sort of buy an extra vote in the politics. So it's that kind of the house politics you have to fight around with. And so there's plenty of talking to be had, I'm sure, and you get to make decisions about how you kind of solve their disputes as you do. But I'm playing it as I would like, I don't want to be part of House Varun. It's kind of like forces you to be a part of it and play their games. He's like, I don't really want to. So there's options to be like a complete dickbag about it.
I forget. Was that an option in the main game where you could side with House Varun as one of the?
I think so. You can sort of. Well, at least,
I think part of your backstory, you can say you support Varun.
Yeah, you can kind of go along with it. But this time, if you say no, I refuse to sort of be part of the House of Varun, he goes, well, I'll be here for when you're ready to talk, and that's kind of it. It just sits there waiting for you to join in. So you're not getting away from it. No.
It's like that guy just sitting in the corner staring at you, just waiting for you to do something. Just no.
I thought I'd try. I'd just say, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to be part of the House Varun. And he goes, I'm sorry to hear that, but he's spoken to you, so I was like,
You have no choice.
That's an expensive set of DLC. If you could turn up to the first mission and go, nah, actually, I don't want this.
But the option is
more credits.
More credits.
Credits as well. That's it.
And everyone lived happily ever after. Nice. Well, I look forward to hearing some more about some Starfield DLC at some point soon, and maybe some of the rest of us will finally get around to playing it. I do have it installed, but I don't know.
Yeah. I'll say, was it worth the wait? Because obviously it's been over a year since the base game launched.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
What? No, I missed.
I'll say, was it worth the wait? Because obviously it's been over a year since the base game launched.
I'm only sort of 2 hours into it. I need to sort of give it a bit more of a chance to say whether it's worth the wait or not. So, I mean, even with the added extras of like the vehicles that I've seen on the planets now that you can use to help sort of traverse through, the mods that you can add now to sort of make the game a little bit easier. Or just
you can do console mods, can you?
The what?
You can do console mods, can you?
Yeah. There's like a creation labs thing in there. There's so much different. Like there's like custom quests, custom guns, different kind of mods on there. So there's loads of different content on there that you can kind of add to your game.
I'm
So-
scared for Bethesda mods after having Thomas Tank Engine as a
But yeah,
that's traumatized me for life.
Some of the mods are really good. Some of the additional missions that have been created are quite good.
yeah, that's something I tried a couple of those. They're quite little fun. It gives you extra content to try and do. So the fact that that's in there, that kind of makes it worthwhile. So the mods plus the vehicles. So the DLC, jury's out until I've had more into it. But going back to the other stuff in there is quite interesting.
Nice. Well, maybe it'll get its hooks back in all of us eventually at some point. But for now, we shall wait for Graham's opinion on Shattered Space in the very near future indeed.
Yeah.
I'm going to go now quickly then. Ian, I know you said you had to dip out. Are you so good for a little bit, or you need to... you good for a little bit? Excellent. You can listen to me talk about a game where you talk to people all the time. I've been playing a game called The Holy Gosh Darn, which is just as brilliant as the name suggests. It's I don't know if any of you guys have played Manuel Samuel or Helheim Hassel, but it's like an ongoing. They're not directly related, but it's the same studio, and there's lots of like in jokes and references and characters that return, even though they're all separate stories. You play as Cassiel of Celerity, and she's an angel in heaven, and she's sitting there bored, shitless, just counting dogs as they come in. All of a sudden, all these phantoms appear and blow heaven up, and everybody dies. And Death, as we're all there, he comes back and tells you that it was his fault for the phantoms. He killed a load of people that he shouldn't have done. And so he asks you to help him undo it. So it's basically a time loop game. So you get 6 hours in game, which I think translates to about 20 minutes in real life, where you have to talk to characters, solve puzzles, figure out clues, etc., and then sort of rewind and do it again with the knowledge you've gained. And I liked the last couple of games. I really like Manuel Samuel. I didn't quite like Helheim Hassel as much as the other as Manuel Samuel. This one of my favorite games this year. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I need to decide, nearer the time how high up the list it's going to be, but it's just I had a fucking tremendous time playing it. The time loop mechanic I'm not generally a big fan of in games, but it's handled really well here. So when you rewind time, Cassiel here remembers stuff as well. It's not like where you rewind it and she just says the same stuff again. You rewind it and she'll remember what happened last time, and she'll change what she says, either for better or worse, depending on how she feels and what you've done. As well as other characters, they don't remember anything, but they might tell you something. It's like one of the early puzzles is finding out someone's secret name that he's really ashamed of, and he tells you, and then you can go right back to the beginning and tell him it straight away, and he's so flustered that he just gives you the item you're after straight away, which then skips that whole 6 hours basically. And it just, I struggled to find any flaws of it when I was writing my review. It's just brilliant from start to finish. It's funny. It's got a very similar sort of sense of humor like Kevin Smith or South Park. Very silly, weird humor, but it's never. I didn't find any jokes that missed. They all landed fucking brilliantly. I genuinely lolled a few times while playing it, because it's just stupid humor. I won't ruin any jokes, obviously, because that's the whole idea. But really, really funny game. Clever puzzles. Really, like I said, really well done time loop mechanic, and yeah, just a fucking brilliant time. It helped because I played the other games that there was a lot of in jokes and references that I got as well from the other the games and characters returning and stuff. But you'd be quite easily play this and just have a great time with it. Yeah, I can't sing its praises enough. It's just fucking tremendous. I had a great time, and when I finished it, I was kind of like, oh man. And you can do a new game plus, but I'm not really a new game plus guy either, as well as a time loop guy. So I'm just gonna just park it for now and play some other stuff. But yeah, really, really good adventure game, and lots of clever puzzles and funny jokes and silly slapstick humor, which is right up my street. So highly recommend The Holy Gosh Darn. I look up some reviews once I finished mine, and there's not very many like reviews out there. So please go play it if you can, or check it out, watch a trailer, and see if it's for you, because I think it's fucking definitely one of the best games of the year, at least in my humble opinion. Yeah, really, really good. Nice. So
Very nice.
Very nice indeed. quite happily just sit here and just tell you all about how Lego's done now, but I better not. We better move on. But let's have a little look at the list here. Anyone else got anything particularly that we need to shout out? We do need to talk about Pico Park, definitely. But Ross, before we get into that, I know you haven't played it with us yet. Have you got anything else you want to shout out?
The only other game I've really played is the Elden Ring DLC. I've got 2 bosses still to complete, and then that will be the DLC polished off. I had a fair whack to it for the last couple of days, so it's hard as balls. They've outdone themselves in regards to the difficulty on that.
Is this a newer one, or is this the one that was released a while ago?
The same one, yeah, just it's that fucking big. So,
Okay.
How they nerfed the final boss now, from what I heard?
yeah, so they've changed a few of his attacks and the time it takes for him to move between attacks and things like that. So, I think he still hits as hard. It's just not as constant how he hits, from what I've read in it. So, still can't afford to just sort of tank hits, but at least you've got a chance to get out of the way now.
Nice. So, do you reckon you'll have it done? Are you playing it with your son still, or is this a solo?
He's got his save. I've almost done it on my own one, but he's just started the DLC on his save. But he's made a bit of a pig's ear of it because he decided to just run through the main game. So he played it properly the first time, and then every time after that, it increases the difficulty. But he sort of got a sort of cheese strategy of using a certain build that made the game pretty much easy mode, but your builds don't translate to the DLC. So he's now at the highest difficulty and playing the DLC, so he can't get by anybody. So
getting a real life lesson, yeah.
Yeah, I did tell him play the DLC before you decide to run through all the difficulties, but he apparently knows better than I do. So
yeah, well, as all kids do, yeah, as all kids do. Nice. Okay. Well, good luck in finishing your quest in Elden Ring DLC. Was it Shadow of Erdtree in it?
Shadow of Erdtree.
No sparklings there. Cool. Right, gentlemen, let's talk about a bit of Pico Park before Ian has to go. Pico Park 2 come out on Xbox a few weeks back. I didn't even realise. We ended up getting recommended by Ian. We played it. Reviews up now on xboxtavern.com. And just fucking carnage. Just absolute carnage. It's a brilliant game. I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed our sessions. We played it, me, you and Graham played it right the way through, and then the three of us and special guest Pete played some like the extra hard levels after that.
Foam in the deep end properly.
Yeah, just like, there you go.
Played level 1-1 and then like dark mode.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So if you're not familiar, it's basically up to 8 players, and it's a co-op game where you have to get from start of a level to an end, but it's got a bit of internet troll likeness to it. So like random traps will appear, or you've got to work together to traverse over an obstacle, which then might end up with one person being stuck, and you've got to figure out how to get them up. And there's all sorts of crazy levels in there. It's really, really good game. But it does involve a lot of name calling and a lot of for fuck, the fuck you doing? Yeah. So Ian, Graham, Pete, discuss amongst yourselves while I find the trailer. And Ross, you need to join us at some point because
Zero deaths, Pete.
I feel like
Zero deaths,
Pete.
Zero deaths.
What was it I said? Oh, don't move, Ian, and I moved.
Don't jump.
Don't jump. Oh.
So why are you coaching yourself?
But you had one as well, Graham, didn't you? You were like, don't move or something.
Don't move, and then he walked in the spike.
The ping pong one. Oh.
Yeah.
What the hell was that ping pong one? Was like.
The crack out, and that took a bloody time as well.
That was still good fun though. Like you say, it's all about strategic and learning the level. Like the one with the platform one was fucking funny. Where it's like, you move, now you move. No, don't you move. I was like,
Yeah.
It was just the variation. It was like different kind of skill puzzles, but the reliance on the team part and just kind of work it out. And then it's working it out as one thing, and then it's just performing it with perfection. There was very little room for error, especially in those dark ones. There was no room for error.
No. In fact, I was up to 8 though. Must be. We did it with 4, and that was still carnage enough.
Yeah.
It looks very simple. Like if you're watching the trailer now, it's a very simple looking thing, but it's one of those ones where you've got to be like you guys were saying, like pixel perfect in a lot of them, and all it takes is one person to fuck it up, and then everybody's fucked, and it's hilarious, but at the same time incredibly frustrating.
Yeah.
When you're like I think we all took it in turns fairly regularly to be like, we've done it. Oh, you fucked up. All right, now everybody's done it. No, you fucked up. Oh, and yeah, it's hilarious, but rage inducing at the same time. I can only imagine what it's like with 8 players.
Because it was just one mistake from one person, then it's literally completely reset.
But
we never got to try like the battle mode and stuff, did we? We just did the levels.
Oh no, we didn't try battle mode.
No,
did we?
we haven't been brave enough yet to try anything else. But the dark mode levels. I don't think there's very many of them, but they are like the epitome of what was that game with like where you got the little maze and then you're gradually going through it, and then a witch jumps up and scares you right at the end. Or a little like zombie go, something like that, like just mugging you off left, right, and center. But yes, it's
like a custom built Mario game where they just made it sort of nails difficulty. Yeah, it's all cutesy looking, but it's like, and the one false move and you're done.
Yeah, that's it. But still, absolutely fantastic game though. Yeah. Thoroughly recommend it. I'm glad you guys embraced it.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and Ross, you got to join us, and then I don't know if we can get anyone else to jump in to fill out the full 8, because I'd like to try and experience it with all 8 players. It's just, I can only imagine the fucking shenanigans that would ensue.
Yeah.
Chaos.
With the Pong and the level that you didn't do with us, Pete, with the other night with where we got to fight the boss, the 2 like spaceship boss battles.
Oh yeah.
And just carnage left, right, and center. But yeah, really, really good game.
It got to the point where my daughter liked the look of it as well, and she's now hooked on playing it. And
Harry saw it. He goes, "Oh, I know that game. I saw someone playing it." So yeah, I think Harry was a try or something.
And we did that. We did the 2-player version of what you were talking about, shooting the spaceship and everything. And it only worked when she was the shield, because she was like you were the shield.
It was and that's it's a funny thing. Everybody has moments where they just fuck it completely, and they're like, I don't but yeah, that's brilliant game. We'll play some at some point with Ross. Definitely get all 5 of us on. Maybe get some get whoever Ross is game sharing with, get him on as well, and we'll play some utter shenanigans. Nice. All right, we've been going an hour and fucking 12 minutes now, including the guest of the game pre-show. Ross?
Yes, sir?
I'm desperate for a plug-in.
For a quick plug-in. So, insert coin XPX TVRN will get you £5 off orders over £50. Socials running on the bottom of the screen. You can find us on all the major social network places, and it will be Xbox Tavern or at Xbox Tavern Official. Written reviews can be found at xboxtavern.com. G will have a list of those later on in the show. CD keys affiliate link, as Pete was mentioning earlier, if you want to pick up something like Dragon Ball, if you use our affiliate link, we get a little kickback on it. It doesn't cost you any extra to use it, but as I say, it helps the show out, and you get usually ridiculously cheap games. As I think you were saying, basically the Super Deluxe Fancy Edition was the same price as the regular edition, Pete?
Yeah, so I got the deluxe version, which is usually, I think, 95, and I got it for 71 quid.
So, well worth that if you like getting a wee bit extra in your games and you were willing to pay the normal price anyway. Apple and Spotify podcasts, if you jump over, leave us a wee review. 5 stars would be greatly appreciated. And last but by no means least, we are partnered on YouTube now. So if you would like to support the channel, please become a member. It costs 99 pence to get access to our After Dark shows. Our last one was, what was our last one that we just done?
It was
I'm having a mind blank.
20 questions, wasn't it?
Yes. So we've got 20 questions, and we've also got various other ones: game mechanics, GeoGuessr, debates about pizza, wrestling. Just basically another wee place to get more of our beautiful faces, but not necessarily gaming related. And yeah, that would be our plugs for the week.
Thank you very much. That was a firm and fast plug-in. I enjoyed that very much. Good work, sir. Good work. Excuse me. Right, let's get into some news. But before we do, Old 1.99 million man Ian there has informed me that he has a top 5 for us.
I do.
So, gentlemen, if you're not familiar, let's get some top 5 going on. Ian asks a question of various categories each week, and
Aim towards Gray and Jay to try and make them win.
Yeah,
only because you're winning by a fucking country mile. At
I
the
haven't
moment.
won one yet. How's it steered towards me?
I'm just saying.
So let me just get my little document open while you read out the question.
Yeah, let Ross get his Google open.
So, in honor of Daniel,
Oh,
our
fuck.
favourite person, I would like the last 5 Telltale games that were released on all platforms, really, because it's just one list here that's giving me dates, and I can't seem to think that there's any way of writing it. So, yeah. Pete, you can also play along if you want.
What I do? Just write.
No, not if you want.
Yeah.
Mandatory.
We'll do, man. Yeah, just have a go. So, last 5 Telltale games that were released. I would be stickler in order, but I think what I'll do is, for now, I just want the last 5, and then if it gets down to it, I will go by order for a tiebreaker. Is what I'm looking for.
Okay, so while we figure that out, Ian, why don't you inform us of something that you've been doing this week? Why not? Well, what shitty game you've been playing that you said you don't want to talk about?
What shit game I've been playing? I'm playing too many shit games. Though, funnily enough, today I did start Bluey, and that wasn't too bad, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, I bought it ages ago for my son to play, and he played with him for a bit over Christmas last year, and I was came to Game Pass. I thought, I own it, but I haven't decided on my console, my tag. So I played that with him for a bit, and also played Fortnite, and we came third because we got third partied, and
Third part?
yes, well,
It's no good, is it? Cheap
does that
cheapy
mean?
motherfuckers.
So basically, we were down to the final 3 teams. Me and Tyler were shooting at one other team, and another team came from behind and shot us, and that means we got third party because the other team behind us shot us, killed us, and then they killed the other team as well.
Gotcha.
We were both fighting each other, and we down to lose low health. Then we came third, and then the other team swiped and then got the win. He was doing really well. He avenged me at one point with a chainsaw. We didn't know there was a chainsaws in Fortnite now. Apparently, there's chainsaws in Fortnite. So he came storming with a chainsaw because I will avenge you. No one has my daddy, and started killed them. And it was lovely, lovely touching them.
He went Super Saiyan with the chainsaw.
Avenge you.
Literally, I will avenge you. No one has my daddy. Killed him with a chainsaw,
And then teabagged him.
No, it didn't teabag. Just came and avenged me, and then it was great. So yeah, that wasn't a shit game. That was fun, but let's not talk about the bad games.
Haven't played a bit of Fortnite for ages. I think when the new season drops, whenever that might be, I might be tempted to jump back in. But
he keeps playing some of the weird game modes that creators make.
yeah,
Like, I didn't realize how many times he was playing it because when we played today for the first time in ages, I'm like level 4. He's like level 80. Like, what the fuck have you been doing? And all these other I'm playing all the other game modes. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
yeah. The kids like to play the what are they called? I guess they're like escape rooms where like it's in certain stages. Like there's one room and you have to get out of that, and then you get into another room. And
Yeah, he's done that a few times. Yeah, you got to try and find like buttons or pick up a certain item to, or shoot the door in, like explode the door.
Yeah.
Right, is everyone ready?
Yeah,
I am ready.
I struggled to name 5. Then the ones in the right order.
I have 4. I'm trying to write down a fifth.
You have to write down 5, Pete. You can't argue. You'll get shouted at.
We're not having this argument because Ross ruined the 5th, having 4 down.
I listened to that one. I remember it. I was very upset. That's why I'm trying to figure the 5th.
All right.
Because I've played a lot of Telltale type games recently, but I don't know if any of them are actual Telltale games. Can I go through my games list and see what I've played recently?
I can think of a lot, but I can't remember any of the
Am I allowed to go through my recent games list and see what I've played?
Cheating.
Ian.
Come on, Pete. You can do this. You can do this.
No.
Go on. I believe in you.
What?
I believe in you.
Come on, Pete. Give me a 5.
No, well, I've got a question,
Go on.
but it could be an answer, so I can't.
Well,
Okay.
give me your 5 because you're first.
No. Hang on. Wait. I need to write down this because I don't know what it was called. Right, hang on.
Right, we got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. I'm just going to talk about the Holy Gosh Darn while he's writing it down. I hope this is fucking brilliant. This
I'll
is a fucking tremendous game.
Okay, so 5. I've got Walking Dead final season.
Okay.
I've got Walking Dead. So the Walking Dead, what they did is they put all the games in one game. I don't know if that would count or not, but I'm putting that as one of my entries. Like when they put everything in one go. Because I got annoyed because I bought it and I found out that you don't get all the achievements. You just get achievements for completing one episode. Anyway, so the 2 Walking Dead ones, final season, and then the whatever it's called, the bundle, whatever it's called, where it's all in one. I think wasn't there a Wolf Among Us 2? Did that get released yet?
Don't know if it got released yet.
Okay, next.
I remember Daniel raging over a space game.
What was the name?
Expansion. I just call it Expanse. And I want to say Batman, like a Batman one, because I'm pretty sure I remember thinking to myself, I should play through the first 2 before I get this one. But I don't know what year
He's getting into the weeds here, isn't he?
I know.
Give me names. You don't have to explain this.
Batman. Okay, so Batman 3. Like I've heard Batman still tell.
I know. God, Graham.
Yeah, I put Tales of the Borderlands. I think the second one. I put Walking Dead Mission. But the Minecraft one.
Slow down. I'm typing. So Tales of Borderlands.
Walking Dead Mission. I also did Batman. I know there was a Game of Thrones one, so I put that.
What's that?
The Game of Thrones one. I think there was a Game of Thrones Walking Telltale as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Minecraft.
Minecraft what?
Huh?
Batman what? Minecraft what?
Minecraft. Okay, fair enough. Jamie.
Oh, to see you've thrown a spanner in the works. So I'm not obviously going to take anything you just said, but I think you've done pretty well there. I've gone for The Expanse, Walking Dead season 4 or final season, Batman Enemy Within, Tales from the Borderlands, and Walking Dead Mission.
And what?
Tales of the Borderlands 2, The Expanse, Batman, Walking Dead final season, and Tales of the Borderlands 1.
So Tales of Borderlands, Batman, Expanse. What was that one?
Walking Dead final season or complete season complete season and or complete edition or whatever it was, and Tales of the Borderlands.
Hang on, there's 2 different games talking about there.
So you see me twice, Tales of Borderlands twice.
It's because there's 2 Tales of the Borderlands games.
Okay.
That's not
You know what?
Otherwise,
Do you know
one of us.
Do you know what? I forgot there was a second one because Ian's still got my fucking
Oh,
copy
that's
of it.
what I said to you. I said Tales of the Borderlands 2.
Yeah. I played it. It's brilliant.
That's why I said it twice, funnily enough.
Okay.
I'm just going to say it again. Ian's still got my copy of that. Just
I know.
throwing it out there.
Behind me. Okay. And now we're going to news, and we'll go back to the answers after this break because I need to check.
Oh, he needs some time. He needs some time.
He hasn't got his answers right. He's double checking his answers.
He needs to fudge the answers so somebody other than me wins.
No, I've put the answers down. I've just.
Yeah, sure.
Let's get into the big bad boy of the news this week, then, shall we? Halo, we got a bit of an update. There was a Halo World Championship of some description last Sunday. I don't think they were at 8 p.m.
Yes.
Thanks very much. But they revealed a big old bombshell that they're actually they confirmed that they're moving to Unreal Engine 5 for the next Halo games, or for future Halo games, I should say, away from the Slipspace engine / Blam, I think it used to be called back in the day. And they showed off some concept art / trailers, which looks very good, obviously, because it's Unreal Engine. I'm not 100% convinced on this because Halo's got a very specific look and feel to it, whereas Unreal Engine games look and feel like Unreal Engine games. So I'm be curious to see if they can still maintain the way Halo plays and the way, not necessarily how it looks, because it looks like Halo, but there's a sort of a certain feel to the jump and the gunplay and the melee and all that sort of stuff. But it's interesting to see that they're embracing other technology rather than sticking with the engine that has shafted them for Halo Infinite. As good as the campaign was, it seems to have hamstrung them left, right, and centre. Thoughts, gentlemen? Unreal Engine 5 / Halo, cross Halo, I should say.
It can look as good as it wants, but if it's lacking everywhere else, then it's just polishing a turd.
They need to change it up though, because it's got a bit stale.
Yeah,
now they
so
do.
The problem is 343, which is now called Halo Studios, kind of shit the bed. With Halo 4 was decent in single player, but multiplayer was crap. Halo 5's single player was crap, multiplayer was decent. Halo Infinite, it was good all round, but not as like top level.
it should have been better than what it should have
Yeah.
been better than what it was, even though it was enjoyable and it was a good campaign and the co-op modes were fun, or the multiplayer modes were fun. It still should have been better than what it was.
Yeah, and they took a long time to get it out. It got delayed a year, and as much as I enjoyed it, like I said, it definitely wasn't the high point of Halo, like Halo 1, 2, 3 used to be. Whereas something like Unreal perhaps could enable them to. I mean, the idea that they're saying is it's going to enable them to bring in more people who can just get working straight away because they'll be familiar with Unreal, rather than bringing them in, having to learn Slipspace Engine, having to figure out how to do whatever it is they want to do. And then because they use a lot of contractors, then after a year and a half, whatever it is, they fuck off and they get some new guys in. They got to start over again. We'll see how it goes. We're not going to see anything for fucking years. Probably not until the next console, if there is a next console, obviously. But I mean, you see it on screen right now. It looks good. It should look good in Unreal 5. I saw some consternation about the animations and Master Chief having a bit of a not quite fluid movement when he's whipping out the old energy sword there. But again, it's very early concept stuff. They're using the 3 different biomes as a test bed, as they're showing in the trailer here. You've got the one based on like the mountain, earth type mountainous areas. What's it like Valhalla and stuff in Halo 3. This snowy one, and then you got one that's taken over by the flood, which looks pretty cool, but it's all concept stuff. Obviously, it's not like this is the next game. More thoughts, gentlemen? Are you excited for more? Obviously, more Halo is coming, whether we fucking want it or not. But do you think there's anything they could do specifically, Unreal Engine 5 or not, to get you excited to play Halo again?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if it's a beautiful looking game with a good story and good gunplay, then definitely jump into it. But again, I'm not overly bothered how much nicer they make it look if it's not fulfilling the rest of it.
Yeah, and release it as a complete thing rather than as a jigsaw puzzle. This first part comes out here, this other part comes out when everyone's finished and bored with it, and then multiplayer comes out a year later where no one wants to play it.
Yeah, the co-op side of it, like Ian wanted to obviously play a co-op campaign, has to wait for fucking however long he had to wait to jump into it. Utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, it was just over a year to get online co-op, sorry. And even then, it was only, I think it was split screen co-op. Was that day and date? It might have been day and date, but it was only 2 players. They proper staggered it. Obviously, the multiplayer came out a couple of weeks before the main game, which was free to play, which was nice. And initially, it was a lot of fun to play because everybody was on the same sort of level. I dipped back in over the last couple of years here and there, and every time I dip back in, I just absolutely fucking owned because either someone's cheating or I'm playing with people who've been playing sort of on the regular. And Halo never used to be like that. I don't feel like it used to be a lot more balanced and easy to get into, even if you haven't played for a long time. Whereas Infinite, I find it's a lot harder to get back into unless you're willing to just jump into like the social games and play like Big Team Battle or one of the more, less competitive ones. It's a lot harder to keep up with like Team Slayer or all v all sort of game modes, which maybe that's just my age showing. Who knows? It could be because I'm just nowhere near as good as I used to be. Not that I was ever particularly good, but it needs a bit of a reinvigoration and a bit of not necessarily a reboot. There's been rumors, or not rumors, sort of hopes that the first thing they use with Unreal 5 would be a proper remake of the first game. Don't necessarily need that. I'd rather them carry it on and make a fresh start, but finish the story of Cortana going mad and Chief being stuck on whatever planet he was on Halo's 8 or whatever it was in Infinite. But yeah, we'll see how it gets on.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, man. Come on.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
He
man.
hasn't played it, has he?
I didn't know his name was
Yeah.
Master Chief.
Who's Cortana? Is that what you had built into your Xbox?
Well,
Cortana's Cortana's my PC. What are you on about?
yeah. Not anymore. They got rid of that a long time ago.
I'm now called Copilot.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Maybe she'll change in the game. She'll be
Become Copilot.
yeah. But yeah, it looks very nice, obviously, like as the tech implies. But yeah, I do worry if it will have the same Unreal Engine feel as a lot of games do. Although it's less of a worry with 5 compared to like 3 and 4, I think. But yeah, we'll see. We're not going to see anything for a fucking long time yet, I don't think. Especially because Pete, you're not a Halo guy at all, are you?
I fucking love Halo when it's in the bin. I don't know. I mean, look, someone like me, I'm not a shooter guy. I haven't been interested in playing Halo since Halo 3. Every game since then. I mean, ODST was good.
No, it fucking wasn't.
Yes! Yes!
Good work, yeah. Good work. You can come on more often, especially against Pete. You know the
I've
score.
played about half an hour of the campaign. I already know it's the best one in the series. But no, look, someone like me, like obviously, it's not a game that I play day and date because of people that sweat it, and I'm like, it's no fun. I would play Halo for the story, if there is one. And from what I've heard, it hasn't been good for the last couple of games. So
it got a bit
like you said,
overly
like
complicated.
like Infinite, I was again like Ian. I was quite keen to play it co-op, like run it through with someone like yourself or Graham. But obviously, they shut the bed with that. So I don't think I've played Infinite. I've definitely installed it. I may have played an online round or two of you guys, but other than that.
Yeah, I mean the 4-player online co-op is now live. It's been live for a year or so now, but we could always play. I would be up for playing through it again, but it's more that it took so long for them to bring it in that I've already finished it. Graham's already finished it, I think.
I haven't.
Have you not? Okay, sorry. Ross
Played through it, but
right?
Yeah, I've completed it.
Yeah. I mean, it almost felt dead on arrival, Infinite, because of the amount of issues it had. It's I don't know. Give it to the guys that make Gears of War. Good, they're competent. So,
bit Gears of War, nice.
I'm not a Gears of War person, but they don't seem to mess up. So give it to them.
You're doing so well today.
That's one thing. Like I said, like 343 they haven't necessarily shit the bed completely, but they've not been particularly good stewards of Halo since. I mean, the Master Chief Collection come out, absolutely fucking shit the bed for years until they fixed that, and now it's in a somewhat usable state. But
it feels like they're relying on the goodwill of the Halo fans. Because they're not drawing in people like me that are casual fans or lapsed fans that want to come back in. Like they're not attracting me to it whatsoever. And like a new engine isn't going to fix that. I don't think it'll look better, but it might still play shit. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If they can get the feel down and make it look nice and make it easier, I'm not bothered about it having like regular season updates like a lot of live service games. But if they can just have a solid selection of maps, which they can bring out new ones and maybe new game modes and stuff here and there. As long as the base core experience is what Halo should be, then I'm in. But it's been a long time since that's been the case. So we'll see, and we're going to be waiting a long fucking time to find out whether Unreal Engine 5 is the fucking band-aid they needed to win people back and win people over. But we'll see. It's promising, but the jury, the
Jury's out.
We'll see. Jury's out. We'll see.
The judge is out.
The judge, jury, and executioner are waiting. They're on standby just in case.
The cash camel's out.
The cash camel.
Right, answers.
There's no cash camels. Right, top. Let's get back top 5 before we rapid fire some other news quickly.
Ross, can I have your answers again, please?
Oh, fucking hell, Ian.
He's changed his answers twice.
Tales 2 expands Batman Walking Dead Complete Edition Tales 1.
So you've changed that because you said Walking Dead final season.
Oh, whatever, Walking Dead.
See, like, he's cheating. He heard my answer and he's changed it. He's cheating.
In a good one, especially against pizza.
Okay. Where's he gone? Oh, okay.
Where's he gone? I think Scott Scruff kicked him out, didn't he? Right, let me bring him back in. There he is. There he is.
Moody
Pete. All right. So answers. Now, the reason why I wanted to delay it, A, for suspense, but B, it was more technicalities.
How much last am I?
So I'm going to be a stickler for technicalities now because Ross
Okay,
loves
lost
to be
him.
sticklers, and I gave Ross another chance, and he didn't want to say it. So
Whoa, Ross is proper. Ross is on one tonight, isn't he? Jesus,
Galore.
I know,
Jesus.
power galore. So the answers are: the last game that came out was Expanse.
Expanse or Expanse?
Expanse.
You said you would be
Okay,
technicality.
right.
It was Expanse or
I got one.
Expanse.
I got one.
And if we're being particularly fucking pedantic with it, it's the Expanse, not Expanse. If you're going to be a
Next
cunt.
Oh my god!
I'm in. Come on, let's get on with it. Come on, let's do this.
Next one is Walking Dead final season.
Yes.
Now, technically in release order, it is what Pete said was a collection, but I was looking for more mainline games. So technically Pete's right, but I'm looking for mainline games, so we won't count that. Fortunately, Pete.
It's a mainline game.
It's not.
It was a new release.
It's a collection of games, but in Tick's theory, yes, it came out next.
I'm giving
but it's
myself
not.
a point.
You can.
Do you know what?
Next one
I
is-
reviewed that as well, and I forgot about it.
Next one is again. I want to be stickler. It's Batman: Enemy Within, and only Jamie said that.
Wasn't that the second one?
There's only 2 Batmans.
Oh,
Yes, I
that
was going
the
to say
third.
there are only
Oh,
2
well.
Batmans, I think.
So
Next one is again. I wanted Graham to say more, but he didn't want to say more. Is Minecraft Story Mode Season 2?
You're lucky you got that.
Half a point, Gray, half a point.
So half point to Graham. And the last one
It ain't
is
gonna help me.
Guardians of the Galaxy. So Jamie.
Oh, of course they did one as well, didn't
Wait,
they?
I
what
forgot about
about
that
the Tales of Borderlands? What was it? Was it 2?
Tales of Borderlands 2 or New Tales of Borderlands was not made by Telltale. That's why I had to double check. It was
fair enough.
created by, I had it up here, which is
It
what
was 2K, wasn't it? I don't remember the
It was
studio.
2K
Yeah.
in Gearbox in Quebec.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So did I make it?
I'm glad I forgot about that one now. Then.
So yeah, so technically Pete wins if we count the collection. And he's
Ooh.
Batman 3, which is ish. He got
Just
3.5.
joined and he's already got one more than me.
So he gets 3.5. Technically he gets 3.5 if we count his Batman 3. But then
No, well,
technically
I said Batman 3, and that was Batman. You said Batman
technically
2,
it's
so
Batman
I would
2,
take
but-
0 points for that.
So technically Pete's got 2.5. But yeah, Jamie.
3. We'll call it 3 points.
Great success. There we go. Thank you very much. I love a bit of Telltale games. There's a good Telltale game-esque type thing coming out soon. Life is Strange.
So you're catching
Double
up to
exposure.
Ross, I think. I can't remember what the scores are.
We're working on it. Have you got a list of scores there?
No, I forgot.
Well, I'm lost.
Well, let's
on
just
that one.
assume that Graham's winning and we move on. Thank you very much.
I know Graham's got none. I think
I would like to donate my points to Graham for future.
No.
episodes.
I will not take such a cheap victory.
You're going to need more than Pete's donated points to get a victory, Graham.
Big Boss is getting scared, getting caught up.
Slowly but surely. He's still got a bit of a lead, but slowly but surely. Anyway, we got some rapid fire news because we've been going a hell of a long time this evening. Thank you very much for keeping with us if you've done so. Let's rapid fire through these very quickly. We'll do the end bits and then we'll get into whatever we're going to do afterwards. So as of next month, you can play and purchase Xbox games directly from the Android Xbox app. Very exciting. I saw a lot of people saying, I'm so excited to buy and play Xbox games from the Android app directly. I was like, shut up, you fucking muppets. What's wrong with you? It's just a fucking app. Like, you can already do it, and now you can do it from the Xbox app.
They probably don't even have an Android phone. Like, you know.
It's just like,
No one has an Android phone.
you can buy it and you can play it as long as it's cloud gaming, like Game Pass. But
That's weird.
like, I saw so many people echoing this. I'm so excited. Fuck off.
That's such a
you
weird
fucking
flex because then you
muppets.
can just go to a web browser and buy it.
Or
on
you
your
could just
phone.
play it on your Xbox. What's fucking
That
wrong
too,
with you?
yeah. Just go buy an Xbox. and
Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. It made me laugh and also a little bit angry, but we mainly laugh. So if you're that way inclined and you're really excited about playing on your Android phone and buying games, specifically buying games, then you can do so from next month. There was new Black Ops 6 campaign details is out in a couple of weeks. Very excited to play this actually after our experience with the beta. They talked about like the setting and the characters you'll see and all sorts of good stuff. There's some interesting looking missions. They went through at the end of the trailer. I was going to play it, but we haven't really got time to get into it now. Where a few of the people picked their favorite missions, and I haven't played any of the Black Ops games apart from Cold War, which was a couple of years ago. And they got some interesting looking like mindfuck levels, like one where it's all like psychedelic and weird like enemies, not soldiers, like zombies and monsters and stuff coming in. And then they got one where it's like a stealth mission. Graham, I know you're excited about that one. So
Queasy.
you got to break into some. I don't think it's the White House, but something adjacent to the White House. But it looks pretty cool.
Greenhouse.
It's out in the 25th, so yeah, just under 2 weeks now. Very excited about that one. Stalker 2, I don't know if you guys, I haven't watched it yet, but they released a 90-minute documentary about developing and trying to get the game done in amongst Russia invading their home country of Ukraine. Apparently it's really, really good, really interesting. More about the studio than the actual game itself, but I've heard a lot of good things about people from people who've watched it. So I would like to try and watch that at some point before the game comes out in, was it December now, Ross, isn't it? December 5th or 6th, something like that.
I've had a total
Probably
mind blank.
click on a link really and see. I'm sure it says in here. November 20th. I thought it was later than that. I'm thinking of Indiana Jones, perhaps. But yeah, go check out that 90-minute documentary. Apparently, it's really good, really impactful, and it really sort of highlights the shit time that they've had. So yeah, go support them. And then the last one, which was mainly just for me, if I'm honest, Bray Wyatt's getting a bit more love in WWE 2K24. They're releasing an official Bray Wyatt edition of the game, which is going to include the new version of the Fiend, which you never got to present, as it were. They showed it in the documentary after he died, but now you're going to get to play as him. You're also going to get to play, excuse me, as the Mattel. You know, they've got the action figured versions of like John Cena and Cody Rhodes and stuff. Now you're going to get one of Bray Wyatt as well. Bo Dallas is going to be the actual model for Uncle Howdy, as opposed to the Miz, I think it was before, when they were trying to keep it a secret. Now they're just there's Bray Wyatt, there's Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy,
and all the profits are going to his family, right?
I would hope so. They haven't said how much the edition's going to be yet, or I'm assuming you're going to be able to buy it as DLC to add on to your existing game, which I'm probably going to do because I am a mark and a bit of a mug, but I can't help myself. You also get a My Faction card of The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and Howdy. Firefly Funhouse Friends My Faction Manager card. Excellent. Some whatever they call virtual currency. And then they also get the Fiend Championship title to show as well. So yeah, it's nice that they're still paying tribute to him even after all this time. Even it's been a year and a month or so since he died.
Year and a half, is it?
So yeah, so very good to see. I'm going to be picking up the DLC no matter what, and yeah, go play with Bray Wyatt in WWE 2K24 and honor the legacy and let him in because yes, fucking tremendous wrestler and character work. Anyway, gentlemen. An hour and 40 minutes in.
You forgot the one main news we need to talk about.
Go on, Ian. Tell me.
Football Manager 25 being delayed.
Oh, fuck me. I was trying to avoid it. But come on. Ross.
We've got to talk
Ian,
about it because
Ross.
I know Ross and P have some good feedback on it, and it's why.
Yeah. Ross, P.
Especially about pre-orders and stuff.
I'm not going to be rude, but I do need to take a piss. So start talking. I'll keep my headphones on. I can hear. Tell us all about the Football Manager 25 got delayed till next March. Tell me why. Tell me what's happening. Give me the lowdown.
They need to update Excel.
Oh, scummy bastards. That's all I can say.
Pete knows more. Go on, Pete. You would Lagos.
To be honest, I'm not too bothered because, I've still got my own network game going with Stuart and Gary. But it's obviously they're going to this new, is it Unreal Engine they're going to?
Yeah, Unreal Engine.
Unity engine, that's the one. So obviously it seems that this engine has caused them more issues than first thought because the one thing they haven't done is shown any gameplay of this new engine, which is what everyone wanted to see. There was one first delay, wasn't there? Because it's usually out kind of like early November, isn't it? Once they got all the season done,
yeah,
the windows closed. But they delayed it by a couple of weeks, which is fine because everyone was like, "Oh yeah, okay, we're fine." And then we're told, there's going to be some news in September. They waited until the last day of September to say, "Oh yeah, it's coming November 26th. Pre-orders open now." With no gameplay, no nothing. A couple of screenshots which randomly appeared on Steam, so we didn't even know if they were actual proper screenshots or not. And then the news broke was it Wednesday or Thursday that they're actually now delaying the game until March 2025, which again raises questions because obviously, SI is a single game studio. And it's like, well, March is the end of the fiscal year, so it's like, are they putting it in there so they're getting some money for this year?
I
Say
imagine
the pressure
so.
to
Imagine,
do that.
Yeah, I imagine to keep the what's it called.
I mean,
keep people happy.
the thing is, right? I love SI. You know, I've been playing the games for over 25 years. So I think 1 year of having a shit game is okay, but it's the way they went about it and said, "Oh yeah, the game's coming out. Please give us your pre-orders." And then, you know, less than 2 weeks later, they said, "Oh, by the way, we're actually delaying the game by 5 months." So a little bit of shit. I'm kind of glad I'm not a content creator that relies on that game for money. They've all brought out videos like more videos about, oh, you know, I'm gonna have to do this and do that, but it's the price you pay when you're only really kind of have content for one game. But yeah, I mean, it sucks, but it's more the way they, you know, fucked about with people really in the last couple of weeks. Really, what do you think, Ross?
No.
That's the bit that pisses me off the most. The fact that they were willing to put pre-orders on a game that they obviously knew wasn't going to be coming out in months is incredibly shit manoeuvre. If you ask me, I don't mind people releasing pre-orders. I don't mind games getting delayed, but I don't like people delaying games whilst they're taking pre-orders, knowing fine well that it's different if you delay the game a month or a couple of weeks. That's understandable. Delaying it 4 months, and it's probably going to come out not the best that it probably could, because as people saying, because I don't know if he's either watched Zealand or worked the space, but they've used the exact same terminology in regards to start to mid-March, get something in for this financial year, focus on FM26.
Keep investors happy. But they might even do stuff for 26. They might wing use 25. And do a 26 patch and then go, oh,
nope, because
it's all the licenses, isn't it? Without you say, Ross. Yeah.
There was going to say that's why they are probably going to do a patch for 24 to tide you over, because the licensing and shit like that is an issue.
I mean, more for like 25.
There won't be an official 24 patch. It'll be done by the modding community.
Yeah.
It'll be something you download. Because I mean, I've been listening to quite a few podcasts on Manager the last couple of weeks, and it's been all about, do you know what? This could like fuck a lot of things up, because obviously traditionally last couple of years FM's also been in Game Pass, and it's like, well, when does that license expire? Because obviously, you know, one comes in, one goes out. So are they going to extend that with Microsoft? Yeah, and again, these yearly licenses they have with like leagues and teams and players, that will expire at the end of the year. Because what you'll find is, if you try and go and find FM22, for example, you won't be able to buy it anymore because all the licenses have expired. So it begs the question of, you know, if they don't bring an FM25 out, you know, what can they do with 24? Because all their licenses are going to be expired. So they put themselves in a tricky spot.
No, I agree.
Also, things like, what's the life cycle of this game? Because they'll want to get back to November releases. So are you going to have this from March to November?
Yeah, and from what I saw as well, I think the base price was like 45 quid, which is I can't remember how much it usually is full price, but that seems a lot more than what it usually is.
35, I think it is.
Yeah,
no, 35 or 39, because I usually get it for like 27 with a promo code or something.
Yeah. So you can understand that because of the new engine and all that. But then obviously, if the game's only going to be
6 months
relevant to 6 months, then you know it is a bit worrying. But you know, as long as I've got my network game shooting going, then I'll be fine.
So Ross has obviously said before that he's stuck with whatever 22 for the last however many years it's been. Do you and Stuart and Gary and that, do you play 24 and then do you move on to the new game when it comes out?
We started our save on FM23. One of the new features for FM24 was being able to port your save over, which is what we did. So Ross is actually still playing on FM22, whereas me, Stuart and Graham are actually playing. Our league is now on FM24, so we're fine. Yeah.
Okay, so then you were going to move yours from 24 to 25.
I think we were going to start afresh because we noticed a few things weren't quite what they should be. Like one of the new things in FM24 was the set piece coaches. When we transferred our game over, obviously there was then a gap for set piece coach, but all the generated ones were just shit, and all the ones we've done obviously 4 or 5 seasons since, and they're all still shit. So it's no one on the game's there's like one good set piece coach in the whole game. But that's the only thing that I noticed, to be honest, really. But everything else has been fine. So, and I'm carry on. We'll be here for hours if I keep going on. So,
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we still need to get you guys on for a Football Manager dedicated podcast. I think where you two, maybe you could bring Stuart and Gary and Graham and just have at it. Get it out of your system. Go for hours. I don't care. I'm not going to be here. So do what you got to do.
Get Graham.
Well, don't bring me into the mix.
Get this Graham in.
No, not this Graham. Well, maybe we could
Graham
both
would
Grahams in.
Graham would love FM because it's so realistic. Because you can't win a trophy with Spurs, no matter how. If you try and take over Spurs, like, you can't win a trophy. It's so realistic.
You can code me as much as you want. I ain't playing no database simulator.
I got that reference. Right. All right. That's enough.
There we go.
For one evening. Thank you very much. Let's round off the show, shall we, gentlemen, so we can get to any after dark we may very well attempt to do this evening. Graham, before let's bring you back in because it's your turn now.
Yes.
What's your best ball?
Well, because you haven't asked me the last couple of times, there's quite a few now.
Whoa! No, I asked you last time. We didn't do a podcast last week.
So there's almost like a. So yeah, there's a few pools. At the start, the best pool was Mr. Kevin De Bruyne, the top Belgian playmaker for Man City. And not that it was a pool, but I managed to sort of get to the top of the season bit, the level 40, or I think if you get to level 38, you get the Super Adama Traore card.
Did you get Adama?
Yeah, so De Bruyne is a beastly of a playmaker anyway, but he's not worth a lot. But Adama Traore, although he's not a costing one, his sort of card is amazing. So you have to play through the season to earn him, but his card has got some beefy old stats to it, and he can play a couple of different positions. So his is quite decent. So he's also one of my best pulls. And finally, I only pulled him literally earlier before the pod. I did the base hero one and managed to pull a very new hero, a defender that used to play for United. He's Dutch. Can Pete remember who he is? Jaap Stam. And he goes for close to $1 million.
He's a big Dutch man. Sorry.
He is. And look how much he goes for. So he's a pretty beefy pull. So
sorry.
not bad.
Is that the base one? Oh, it's the Heroes
no,
Origin,
the other.
sorry.
I got the 87 one. That's the one I got. Yeah. So yeah, you see, he goes for just under $1 million. So that's the best pull I've got so far.
You can sell him?
I can't. He's not tradable. But you can see how much he's worth, which means he's a
you
highly
missed the
sought after
chance.
player.
So hang on, wait. He's worth under $1 million, but you can't sell him.
Yeah.
No,
Untradeable.
because you get sort of tradable and untradeable ones. So if you do a squad-based challenge, you get an untradeable card, but it could be any of the decent cards, but it just means you can't sell those.
It just shows you what you could have won, basically.
It shows you what you could have got from if it was a tradable card.
It's taunting you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not that it was like a super card, but it was special to me. I also managed to pull Heung-min Son, Spurs legend Sonny.
You always get him.
No, I didn't get him properly. I didn't get him last year.
Nice.
But I managed to pull Sonny as well.
Is that just a favourite player?
325,000 for Son.
Because he's one of the only cards that has got a play style to start off with. He's got the finesse one, which, if done correctly, is a bit of a beastly move if you can pull that off.
Okay.
There we go.
So can you sell him?
No, I think he's not tradable either.
Okay.
Can you sell any?
I think
I don't understand this game. It makes no sense to me.
Because the tradable ones usually come if you buy packs with money for the tradable kind of ones.
So it's EA shitting on free-to-play players, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So because I do a lot of the sort of objectives and things, they're not sort of expensive packs. And if the ones you do by doing like squad battles, you don't get sort of much decent pulls from those ones. So they always give you sort of CAC. Okay. So yeah. But the fact I've got them in my team means my team is now a bit more competitive, shall we say. I managed to qualify for the Champions things, even though I didn't play in it. I qualified for it. Nice. And I got myself to Division 5, so it's pretty good.
Nice. Well done, sir. And congratulations on... I can't even read that, and I've forgotten what you said, so wherever his name is.
Just Sonny. That's all he is. That's all you need to know.
Sonny, that'll do. Thank you. And no, I literally can't read it on my screen. It's too small. But yes, good work. Well
so
done.
those are the best pulls. It's going to take a while to sort of pull one that's better than any of those.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you very much. Let's finally let's wrap the show up, shall we? Because we've been going
Yes,
in a long time already. Yeah,
See, this is why I don't come on. I make the show 2 hours.
Yeah, especially because Pete, it's always a pleasure to have you here. But we're going to let Ross tell us about things that have come / are coming to Game Pass, if there are anything.
Oh, well, as
He's
soon as my
listening.
phone decides to start working again.
Also, you're welcome, Ian.
Great success.
So we've got MLB The Show came in on the 2nd. It's MLB 24. Sorry, Open Roads was the 2nd. Sifu 2nd as well. Mad Streets on the 7th. And Inscription on the 10th.
Nice. So a decent little selection of games there. Ian, Xbox Game Pass giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we've got 5 games leaving. Scorn, Everspace 2, Bomb Space, F1 Manager 2023, and Dyson Sphere Program, which is the Windows game.
Fair enough. So go check them out while you've got the chance. You've got 2 days to go play them. Why not? I mean, that Dyson Sphere, whatever the hell that is it a vacuum sealer? Dad jokes for the win. Nice. All right. Thank you very much, everybody.
Is
for
it a hen
listening.
mover?
Whoa, hang on. Shh, competitors. Thank you very much for listening. If you made this far, you're a fucking hero. We like to waffle about video games we've been playing, video game news, and all sorts of wonderful stuff each and every Sunday, 8 p.m. Over on youtube.com/Xbox Tavern official. We've got various
I was
other
hoping
bits
to
and
get it in
pieces up
before
there
the
as well.
It's on 8 p.m.
But yes, we can
copyright
enjoy
that
some of that.
soon.
Yeah, old Tika Parker will be like, motherfuckers, you taking our noise. Great game. Anyway, thank you very much. I've been Jamie. You can find me at Enaxan on Xbox and Twitter and wherever else you can find that username. You can find Graham
At Green Reaper.
Ross,
Scottish Gruff.
Ian,
Today.
and Swishkus Pete.
Peter Kinnage.
We've been Xbox Tavern. Xbox Tavern, and we'll see you next Sunday. Goodbye.